questions, and thank you for coming out. We are going to finish with a little bit of empowerment, hopefully. We're going to start at the other end of the table and just hear from each of our panelists about what we all can do in our own lives to become greener people. So Sheila?
I wrote down a whole bunch of things because I thought I would end up going last or something like that, and then I'd have to cross them off as we went. But so now I'll pick my favorites, and my first favorite one is respect the waste hierarchy. So you know, reduce, reuse, recycle. That's actually number 1, reduce, number 2, reuse, number 3, recycle. So it's actually counts that you follow it in that order. So if you have an opportunity to not purchase something and use something that exists already, that's your opportunity to reduce. So start from there. And since we didn't somehow end up talking about compost nearly as much as I thought we would here this evening, the landfill is filling up in about 25 years. Right now, the organic waste that, all of our food waste that ends up in that landfill is one of the most giant methane generators in the state of Rhode Island. So if you can manage your own food waste by yourself, that is going to go a long way towards helping the state. So EcoRI offers a paid, we'll come pick up your composting service, which is great. If you have a 3x3 patch in your lawn, you can get your own composter. If you like the Rhode Island Resource Recovery Corporation on their Facebook page, they'll give it to you for $25, which is a really big bargain. And it does the trick. Mine's been working in my backyard for about 10 years now. No muss, no fuss. Earth Day is, of course, coming up. April 26th is when the City of Providence will be celebrating with 39 events happening around the city. There's fires over there. Please join in. And the last one is talk to your elected officials, we already said, but also talk to your state agencies and city officials. I was recently talking to a friend in state government who was lamenting that the environmentalists weren't coming and telling them what they wanted. So you are apparently openly invited to tell your agency people what it is that you want to hear.
To me, it all starts, probably all know, you probably all vote, but we need to vote and vote intelligently. And that means at the local, state, and national level, really look into who's running for what their issues are, especially in the environment and social justice. But if somebody disagrees with you on something, it's important just to really vet all the people when you vote. Just don't go there and vote all Democrat, all Republican, whatever, if we even still got to allow that in Rhode Island. I think it's a ridiculous premise. But in educating and empowering yourself about these issues, that's the only way it's going to do. You have to be a pain in the ass and go to meetings. It shouldn't have to be this way. If you ask me, you shouldn't have to spend time. You're working and have to go to meetings and bug these local officials, state officials, federal officials, whatever, to do the right thing. But we have to. So that's what we have to do. So educate and empower yourself. Reading the Phoenix, reading the EcoRI News, wherever you get your environmental and social justice news and anything else. But empower yourself so you can see when they're bullshitting you, that you can call them out on it. And go and vote intelligently for people that are going to make a difference and not just sit around the status quo, put their heels in the sand because they don't want to change anything because special interests have their attention. We're special interests. We have to grab their attention. Might not have the money to throw at them. And as all the court rulings recently show, that you need the money because money is speech, but you got to be a pain in the ass. And it's tiring. It's exhausting, but it's the only way you can do it.
We're the public interest, not the special interest.
Right. Well, we're still special.
We're very special. We're very special.
I'm going to do another plug for Frank. If you haven't read EcoRI News, you should really check it out. It's a remarkable.
My writing isn't as miserable as my speech. I mean, in terms of reading, but I'm not as angry. They might both be bad, but
they're doing great work over there.
I'll try to be brief. I think Sheila's right on a personal level. Those 3 R's, reduce, reuse, recycle. Start at the top, go to the bottom. Composting is great, especially if you have a garden. And buying local, supporting local farmers, all that stuff you can do on an individual level. Use your reusable bag. Don't get the plastic bags at the store, even if we don't ban them. Those things are very important. Get involved in politics, yes. We do have some great pieces of legislation up at the State House this year, and Jamie and I and everybody can really use your support up at the State House, putting pressure on legislators, turning out to hearings and rallies. You might have seen a petition that got passed around earlier in support of the Resilient Rhode Island Act. I would encourage you to volunteer in the effort to get that passed. We can join about 9 other states in the country that have climate legislation. This is a really groundbreaking bill, and Rhode Island can really take the lead in a national way by passing this law. So please support that effort. Sign the petition online or here, volunteer, come to the rallies. Support the other bills too, the Renewable Energy Tax Credit. Like I said, we need to support small-scale solar here, but we also need the distributed generation bill if we want to have the big projects. It's key. And in terms of the campaign finance, you know, it's hard for us to affect that because it's been decided by the Supreme Court, but you know, I wrote a bill that would allow us to have a ballot question to amend our own constitution to say that corporations aren't people and political spending isn't speech. And states need to start making that statement, amending their own constitution so that the Supreme Court has something to reference when we actually have the people on it who are going to make a difference. We got to get the money out of politics if we hope to reclaim any type of democracy in this country.
Okay, I have a different approach. I know exactly what you can do. And it's specific, and you can do it on your own time in the evening. You're going to live the quantified life. And this is going to be fun. First, you're going to gather all your utility bills for the last year. Pull them out of the recycling bills. Just start collecting them. You'll notice some patterns. Then you're going to do 4 things. First, you're going to replace your toilet, and you're going to do it on an interest-free 6-month credit card. Before that credit card's paid off and the interest kicks in, you will have paid off that toilet. Get a $400 toilet that's EPA-approved EcoSense.
You're a really good toilet salesperson.
I'm not giving you any brands. But here's why. I just did this, and it's amazing. Between your sewer bill and your water bill, you will have paid that back in 6 months. Next, do not replace your windows. That final window salesperson that comes around, don't do it. Get a carpenter, get a plane, get some paint. A properly restored historic wood window, even just an old wood window and a storm window, gets a U-value of 0.31. That's Energy Star compliant. It's better than any of those vinyl windows that they come around with. Third, get a ceiling fan. Play the Yankee game. Do not put that window AC unit in your bedroom. Put the fan over your bed and see how many nights you can go without turning that fan on. You will be amazed at how comfortable it is and how well you sleep, and you can brag to all your friends that you don't have air conditioning. And then third, please just learn how to program your thermostat. I know you all have already really done it, but 90% of you don't. So if you don't know how, program your own, program your aunts, program your brother-in-laws. It makes a huge, huge difference. Okay, so now that's step 2. Third, that quantified life, now you can share that. You can be the advocate to all your friends, and you have a worldwide platform in the form of Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Share that quantified results, tell your landlord, tell your landlord's friends, and that's how we start individually making an impact. Just by doing it.
And perhaps it's a good time to mention Rise Engineering.
Yes.
This is a plug for them, but they do free.
They do free energy audits, and they will also help you with some of the financing and grants that are available to improve your insulation, to seal up all those pesky cracks, to do the not sexy stuff like caulking. Nobody gets excited about caulking, except for me.
Has anyone
I'm
here?
really sorry, if you do those windows, how should you do them to protect yourself and your family?
Well, it's another seminar thing, but make sure.
I'm sorry.
Right, with caulk, with weep holes, to make sure that your windows are properly restored, that the sash pockets, you can insulate those and get a different mechanism to slide the sash
No, I was
pockets.
talking about lead.
Oh, and lead-free, of course.
Has anyone? I'm really fascinated by this energy audit thing. Has anyone had it done?
Yeah.
So what happens in an energy when you get yourself energy audited?
So it's totally cool because they bring the blower thing to your door. So they.
Family friendly.
Anyway, but Phoenix, we can say what we were right.
I don't even get the joke. So.
Whoa.
So they seal off your house and they figure out where the gaps in your house are about what the weatherization needs to be done, and they do an infrared view of your house from the outside so they can see what's cold and what's hot. You know, obviously, you know, based on what season they're doing it, you don't want the air to be coming through from the house. But then they give you a nice list of things to do and what incentives National Grid would offer you to do those things. And so it made sense. We had just purchased our house and had an old refrigerator still, so we got a great discount on our replacement refrigerator, and getting rid of the old, wildly inefficient one cut our electric bill by a lot to start with. A year or two later, we had the insulation blown into our house because there was no insulation in our wood-framed house, and that both cut our gas bills tremendously, but also just made the house actually pleasant to be in the winter time, which it had not previously been. And we were able to do better things with our furnace too. We did a replacement furnace for a really good discount, and insulation in the attic too. So they had a lot of good tips. They also tried to sell us on the windows, and fortunately, wise people told us, don't do it, don't do it.
Jamie, you want to finish this off?
Well, I really don't know what else. So we've got the politics piece of it. We've got the meet and greet, everyone like that. We could do toilets, windows. Like we could do light bulbs, but you kind of nail the energy efficiency stuff. I don't know. Live off the grid. That's it. Jump, bail. It's out. Go. Peace. Away with this consumer society. Away with this energy-dependent culture. Go away. I don't ever want to see you again. Perfect. But I'm not going to say that, although it's a dream of mine. I would have to say, run for office. Don't worry about influencing your elected official. Be one. Every one of you here could be a city council person. Every one of you here could become a state legislator. Believe me, I'll help you. Rhode Island's a cheap state, and with really small districts. You could spend a summer knocking on doors, meeting your neighbors, and become elected this November. Call me. I'll help. I will help you
It's all
find the
above
money.
board, right?
I won't answer that. It's possible, but if you don't like the decisions that are being made, go make them yourself. Be the responsible legislator. Be the responsible representative. I have to come back to this, is that you have to participate. Because the side that's doing everything that we don't want to do is participating. They are at the hearings. They are in people's ears. They are saying what they want you to think. If we're not there, if we say this system's broken, we can't have our voices heard, it's only because you're not talking. There's nobody to blame but yourself for not getting involved and not making a difference. And if you really think that person's corrupt, you better go sit in that seat so they're not there anymore. I really don't know any other answer besides that. And you can do all the energy efficiency pieces that you want, and you can reduce your bill, you can reduce your impact, but what it takes is a whole system rowing, or a whole group of people rowing in the same direction. And that's not what we have. And if you're talking about the bike lanes in the back, I gotta come back to the bike lanes. These are public processes where you get to help decide where the bike lanes are. And I know you're showing up, but you need more. You can't be the only one. You need you and each one of your 5 friends. Maybe you got more than that, that's good. And them to get their 5 friends, and you gotta all drag them out to these public hearings, because it's a crazy system that we have that says democracy works, but only if you're showing up. And believe me, the side that you hate the most, they showed up. And they brought a lot of money with them. So, you have to bring more people. So go do it. That's it.
I would just add, I haven't done this yet, but I have interviewed somebody there. The landfill, aka the Resource Recovery Corporation, gives free tours. I think you have to get a bunch of people together, but it sounds really amazing. Change of pace, I was going to say for a Friday night. I doubt you can do it on a Friday night. But it's pretty, the Johnson landfill is like this mythical place. It really exists. You can go there and tour it for free, supervised.
Winter.
What?
Go in the winter.
There you go. Pro tip. And as always, keep reading the Phoenix. Thank you guys for coming out. This was, thank you to our wonderful panelists. Can you please give them a round of applause? Thank you to Beta Spring for such good hosting, and hopefully we will see you at the next Phoenix Forum. Stay tuned for details.